And let's go. Good morning. I love seeing you all pop in here to join me for a cup of coffee. You know, I want to see what's brewing this morning. So will you guys join me? Stay grounded, my friends. Stay grounded. Today's topic, let's see what's brewing, guys. We got a little bit of gratitude in the cup. That's the topic of the day. So if you've been following Sunny both here on the TikTok platform, on the YouTube channel, or across other platforms, feel free to subscribe, share, hit the notification button so you are made aware of when I go live. I appreciate all the time that you all give me, the love, the support, how you all come together, the connection. Yesterday, I want to do a mini recap of last night's live. Our Veterans Live was amazing. Our veterans always show up, support, love on each other, but it's the community that's also present, not just our veterans. It's everyone. It's a family. It's a vibe. It's an energy. It's an energy that wants to see others grow, and I love it. And I'm very grateful for last night, so I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for those that were in participation. Thank you for those that got in the boxes. I appreciate you. And we got chai latte here. Well, Sunny does most certainly have her cup of coffee, because that's how I start my mornings. So getting back to gratitude. That is the topic of this morning. If you're following Sunny, you know that I recently put out a video on my TikTok platform announcing to y'all that I will be sharing a little bit of a takeaway with y'all, something to leave you with each and every week. And that is the Sunnyside Connection takeaway, something you can take after the live is over, something that you can make reference to. And this specific quote for the week, if you saw the post, is, and I will read it to y'all, don't overlook the ones that show up without being asked. Those are the ones that matter most. You know, I know that we often say, oh, I appreciate you. Of course I appreciate you. Do they know you appreciate them, though? Is it just, we get so comfortable with the smiles, the hugs, that we just assume they know? But have you taken the time to say, I appreciate you, genuinely appreciate you? And it can be the smallest of gestures, guys. That's gratitude. Gratitude is appreciating the simple things. And I'll go into this piece with you. This morning, I'm grateful to be here with all of you. I'm grateful for the community, the connection, and the family that we've built over the last several years. We have found each other. There is no coincidence. The right energy will always find the right energy. We'll also find some of the negative, but it's up to you to use discernment and filter through that. And this morning, as I got up and I thought to myself, what am I grateful for this morning? I'm going to be talking about gratitude. I was grateful that I woke up. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful for the opportunity with all of you. I'm grateful for the birds that are chirping outside my window and the sun that's shining. It's all there. It's all there. Those little reminders. And so often, I think we allow life, the noise, to get in front of that we're looking for the big things, the big grand gestures. So we can say, I am so grateful. I just scratched the lottery ticket and won. I am so grateful. I just got a raise. I am so grateful for the new car. And I'm not saying you can't practice gratefulness for those things. If you've earned it, you deserve it, of course. But at the same time, it's not losing sight of the small things, the little things, getting up and feeling good. There's many that wake up and feel hurt, or are facing something that they have no control over, like the big C word. And I'm not going to be shy about it, the cancer word. There's so many things. I can speak from my own personal experience that every day that I wake up, I look at my phone, I look at my daughter's blood sugars on my phone, and I'm grateful that she's awake, that her sugars are stabilized. I'm grateful for those things, and those are big things. But to me, that's almost like my routine. So let's not lose sight of the little things, and grateful to be here. So I'm going to ask you all, and I've probably missed some of the comments down below. Tell me one thing that you're grateful for this morning. And if you're just joining the Sunnyside Connection, pull up a chair, bring a cup of coffee, invite a friend. Be grateful for the things you have. Don't take them for granted. Absolutely. Absolutely. Too often, that is something we're all guilty of, taking things and people for granted. Losing sight of those little things. Last night, we had the opportunity to witness a beautiful sunset. That was a beautiful thing, and it was free. It was free, and someone took the time to share that with us. And time, absolutely. Be grateful for the time you're given, guys, and don't waste it. You know, if you've been around, you know what I always say: make it count, make it count. Because this dance that we're, you know, it goes around one time. That's it. No dress rehearsals. You get one opportunity at life. That's all we get. And grateful to be celebrating my granddaughter's 5th birthday today. What a wonderful thing that is. Grateful for the warm and sunny days. Most certainly. The warm and sunny days, you know, we often talk about how winter is the leading cause of upticks in depression, anxiety. Why? Because we all feel trapped. There's less connection. We're less inclined and motivated to do the things we enjoy. If you know Sunny, you know I like to go out kayaking or sit by the water. Those are the things I love to enjoy. And welcome in if you're just joining me on episode 1 of the Sunnyside Connection, Sit, Sip with Sunny. Happy to have you here. This is the first episode. I'm excited about what's to come with it because I think we need to take more of these moments to solely reflect on specific words that resonate in everyday life. Throwback. Let me see here. You as well. You help remind me of time and smiles. That's right. Never forget to share your smile. If you were on last night's live, then you recognize that there's people that are struggling to smile. So what can you do? That's up to you to make a difference, right? The difference that we want to see, be the difference. Show up. And what does that look like? And when I was making reference to gratitude, for instance, right? And we have people in our lives that we're grateful for. And do you let them know? Do you send them a text? Would you do that right now? Will you do it after this live? Will you send them a little text and say, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful to have you in my life. Just a simple text to say, good morning, I'm grateful for you. You might just change the trajectory of someone's day. And those are the little moments that we do have that we need to start making more time for, because too often we're looking for the big things, and it's really about the simple things. You know, stay grounded in that, the simplicity of it all. And welcome in if you're just joining us. You know what, my friends, I don't have it all squared away as, many think. I do my best. Every day is a little bit of a reminder for me to improve. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you. And guys, don't forget to invite our friends in for some coffee this morning. I'd love to have a cup of coffee with you all. And, you know, let's see what's brewing. What's brewing in your cup? You know, when I say the word gratitude, what does that mean to you? Do you think about gratitude? Or do you just kind of get it stuck in the routine of the day and just kind of go about your day? You know, have you texted your kids? Have you texted your parents, your best friend to say, hey, I just want to say I'm grateful for you. Once in a while, I'll do that to my best friend. I'll say, hey, BFF, I'm grateful for you. You know, we're going on 27 years and I love you to pieces. That's the moments that we talk about, right? Taking the time. And then, of course, when you can celebrate each other and be in each other's presence, that's a gift, right? That's a gift to actually make the time to connect in real life. That's always a blessing. But gratitude, too often we take so much for granted that when we get life happening around us, as we make reference to, life is lifing, and that's when life is just handing you a bunch of things that you're not so okay with, and you're struggling, and you're trying so hard to cope and overcome what's currently going on in your life that, yeah, it's so easy to lose sight of what's in front of you, the small little things. And it's how we train our train of thought, like our mindset. And I always say, it could always be worse. It could always be so much worse. Even when it's worse, it could still be worse. So it's practicing that and getting ourselves out of that. I'm so stuck here. It can't get any worse. How many times have we said this? Life can't get any worse than this. And here you are. You've overcome that, and you're here. Welcome in. appreciate you all here. And thank you so much for sharing out this live with some of our friends here on TikTok. And if you're joining us on the YouTube channel, this will be uploaded on YouTube. Feel free to leave some comments below. I'm always open for suggestions on topics, of course. I do have about 8 weeks already planned for topics, and I will definitely improve on this. This is my first one with you all, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to see you all showing up. I so appreciate you. I appreciate the love, the support you guys continuously give so effortlessly. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of you who see me, who see Sunnyside, who see me as the person who's trying. I do try every single day to just be better, because I know there's always room for improvement and personal growth, and not to lose sight of life and the busyness of life, that I get so caught up that I don't say to you all, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, you know? Oh, well, thank you, Purple. I appreciate you. So I'm going to ask you guys maybe a few questions just to kind of open it up a little bit. Some of you have already shared what you're grateful for this morning, but I'd like to see some of the new peeps that have just joined us share with us what they're grateful for. And have you shared that gratefulness with others today? And is there someone in your life that if I said stop right now, who comes to mind? Is there someone that comes to mind that you're super grateful for, that either helped you get through something very difficult, that you've reached out to recently to say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you? And you're probably going to get a response you already did. It's okay. Say it again. It's okay to say it again. You're grateful for your son, and I love that, Sugar. Absolutely. And I wanted to open it up a little bit for you guys today, as far as how you practice gratefulness. What do you do? And this is for you, chat. Drop it down below. Welcome in. Welcome to the Sunnyside Connection. Today's topic is gratitude. And please feel free to check out my uploaded video. That's the takeaway from this live today. And I hope that as we, close off the live today, you'll also take it a step further and make it a part of your daily routine to practice gratitude. I could tell you right now that my cup of coffee, I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my cup of coffee every morning. It's my routine. It's how I kick off my day. It's kind of like where I have that moment from my walk to the coffee pot that I put things into motion. So welcome in if you're just joining us. Appreciate you all. I'm happy to be here with you all having a cup of coffee. So if you're just pulling in, pull up a chair, get your coffee, let's go. You're grateful for TikTok? It allows you to connect. Most certainly has. This app has been amazing. We have met some amazing people on here. Look, I've met all of you. And some of you here, actually, I've met in person. So that's something to be grateful for, especially when we struggle with connection in the outside world, whether it's meeting with a new stranger and just even wanting to invest the time in a new relationship. But this app has most certainly made it easier for us to connect because we get to revisit over and over and over. The relationships are being made, they're being built, and it's pretty awesome. August, yes, I know, Sugar. I know. Grateful to feel the warmth of the sun. I am as well, my friend. I know it's really cold. And I am super excited about warmer days. That means more time by the water without freezing and just enjoying the sunshine. Look, let's talk about the sunshine. I'm grateful for sunshine. I am so grateful when the sun hits my face. I feel like I'm literally coming alive again. You guys will see my videos down by the water where I'm just like taking it in and sharing it with all of you, because those are my moments of reflection. And reflecting on what I'm grateful for, like grateful for having that opportunity. Not everyone does, and don't take it for granted. I can complain about a lot of things here, but I always try to bring it back. But I have this. I'm grateful for this and not losing sight of that. And, we're creatures of habit and we get stuck in that, life. Be lifing, and I'm like, well, this is wrong and that's wrong, but not looking around to actually appreciate what we have. And one of the things that I did see happen last night on our Veterans Live, which was phenomenal. And if you're just joining us, thank you for joining us last night. It was great. I think I'll actually be uploading that live to my YouTube channel as well, so look for it. And where was I going with this? My goodness, I just squirreled out. See, I am human. We are not AI here. A real human. I need another sip of coffee. But the gratefulness, right? And last night, we had 4 points sharing his sunset with us. We had Chief sharing that he was grateful for his location where he's residing and how grateful he was to have that. So it's those little things, those gentle reminders throughout your day where you can actually say, okay, I'm going to take a minute now, decompress, and what am I grateful for? So practice that every day. Squeeze it into your day, I personally like to do it in the morning and I like to do it at night. I like to practice gratitude in the morning and then I like to practice it in the evening. And welcome in if you're just joining us. And what's in your cup, pull up a chair and let's have a cup of coffee. I see new faces popping in. So happy to have you all here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And like I said, this is new, so I'm still feeling it out. I'll definitely warm up to it and get my animated self where you guys normally see me all animated and all that good stuff. But I give myself grace. I think you guys will too. Anytime you start something new, you're nervous and, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that it was put on me you need to start doing this, because I realize it's also for me, just so you all know, I take something away from these. It's making me take the time with all of you to also practice gratitude. This isn't just for y'all, it's also for Sunny, and sharing it with y'all and sharing it into your home. Maybe start that practice with your own children. Say, you know what? I hear you're crabby today. This happened in school. Or what are you grateful for? Teach them that. That's not something that's taught in society, guys. We're not taught how to be grateful. We're taught how to say thank you, but we never really walk away with a true understanding of what we're thankful for. We're just taught, we're like little robots. Thank you, you're welcome. Thank you, you're welcome. What are you really thankful for? Right? So teach your children's that specific lesson in life, because they're going to go into interactions genuinely being able to express gratitude, saying thank you. You didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? I hear that in my day-to-day. Wow, you're thoughtful. You didn't have to do that. Yes, I'm that extra person. Somebody had a birthday this week and I was there and I felt terrible because I didn't know. What did I do the next day? I brought her a plant. It's those little gestures. Yes, that meant I took an extra stop, but it's the impact we're making in people's lives. It's going that extra. Do the extra. I really do believe that how you lead in love leads the way in your own life as well, and those around you. So if you practice gratefulness, if you practice mindfulness for yourself and those around you, you're actually the ripple effect. Maybe the person that typically isn't a thoughtful person may very well turn around and start doing thoughtful gestures because they remember how it made them feel. As the saying goes, guys, people may forget your name, but they won't forget how you made them feel and what it was that made them feel a specific way. And it's as simple as seeing people, doing those little things for them. Like, I'm always super appreciative of my cup of coffee, for instance, right? And that's why we're here, and that's why we're here for morning cup of coffee, because that's how I start my days, with coffee. Am I cranky when I don't have it? Yes. Should I practice more gratitude and to say, well, at least I have water? No, I'm not there yet. The caffeine has to run through the veins for Sunny, and I need to open the left eye and the right eye, and hopefully at the same time, and coffee is what gets me going. But the truth of the matter is, if I really wanted to practice gratefulness and wake up and just be grateful that I'm alive, I wouldn't need the coffee either. But I'm working. It's work in progress. So give yourself some grace. And welcome in if you're just joining us. We're work in progress, guys. None of us here. And, please feel free to drop it down below. But not one of us here have it all together 100% of the time or every single day. We have good days, but I don't think that 100% of that time you have it right. There are going to be mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to spill your cup of coffee. Just the other day, I was commuting for 2 hours and I was looking forward to having my cup of coffee, y'all. I grabbed a to-go cup and guess what? It was leaking. I was not grateful. I was not grateful that my coffee was leaking. I just wanted a cup of coffee. And I remember sharing, and I shared it with a few. I shared it with Chief as well. And I said, I just wanted a cup of coffee, and I'm dying to get home just to actually have a cup of coffee, even though it was like super late for me to have coffee. I just wanted to taste it on my lips, and I was grateful for that. But we're supposed to have it together. No, we're not 100% of the time. That's what makes us quirky. And you don't have to put on a show. You just don't. I know sometimes it comes across that way. Yeah, we kind of have to have it a little put together. I can't show up to work all disheveled, right? I got to put it together. If you see me in the morning, that might be a different story. I might look like, I call it the hot mess express, you know what I mean? But then the coffee kicks in and I start flowing and I'm like, all right, time to get this together. And can we just have a little coffee? That's right. And speaking of which, take a sip with me. I need a sip. Take a sip with me. And hopefully it's your favorite brand. And guys, I actually had put out on my launch video. I'm hoping that if there's any, especially veteran-owned nonprofits that have a coffee brand, I'd be more than happy to talk about their coffee brand and launch it here, share it with y'all. I love that. I will most certainly taste the coffee. So have a sip of your coffee. So yeah, what's brewing? What's brewing, guys? There's always something brewing, right? Is it a strong dose, a light dose? Is it a medium roast? What is it for you all? I personally don't like it too strong and I don't like it too light. I like it medium. That's me. I like my medium breakfast blend because if it's too strong, it's going to hit me really hard. And isn't that like a great analogy for life? Or if it's too light, then you feel like, I'm not motivated. But that balance, we talk about balance all the time in every area of our life. Same goes with our coffee. If my coffee don't taste right, I'm not going to enjoy it. Good morning and welcome in. Nice to see you all popping in. Colombian, well, look at that. You like it strong. Well, I will say that there is a different energy that I feel specifically when I go to Europe. When I go to Europe, I'm all about the espresso and making it strong and really just truly enjoying that little bit of that kick. But my energy is also very super high. So isn't that funny that it comes together like that? You need the jolt. Well, I don't know that I necessarily need the jolt, but there are moments that I do. A medium roast after my walk. I love that you take those moments to go for those walks because I can ask you down below and feel free to interact and drop the comments down below. But I'm pretty certain that during those walks, you're reflecting, you're piecing together parts of the week, areas in your life that you need to work through maybe, and feel free to share it with the group. Medium French vanilla creamer. I'm the early gray tea. I am guilty, guys. I'm not of not drinking tea. I'm really just, maybe it was the way culturally that I was raised, that my grandmother, my mother, again, going back to the holistic approach and how we do things and intake things. And it was always herbal teas. And lemon balm is actually one that's been in my family forever. And I always associated tea if I'm sick. So for me, it was like upset stomach, have a tea. Indigestion, have a tea. So for me, it's not my go-to unless I'm not feeling well. But it really has become a part of their daily ritual. Like my mother has a cup of tea in the morning and has a cup of tea at night. They're not coffee drinkers. Espresso, yes, but not coffee drinkers like we are here in the United States. We really give meaning to drinking coffee. But again, look at our culture. We're always on the go. And if you travel outside of the United States and you travel to some of these European countries, you're going to be quickly reminded to slow down because it will get upset with you. They have a very different approach at living life. They truly give meaning to living life on the sunny side. Everything is slow. And for us, it's very frustrating because we're so used to, no, I want it now, that they really, truly appreciate the moments in their day. And so much that they close shop for 2 hours a day. So don't go to the city to do anything because they're eating and having a nap. That's the truth. And you have to come back at 2. It's like, okay, what do I do for 2 hours, right? So you go check out a castle or you go for a walk. And that's usually what I do. The little cafes are always open. You go have a cup of coffee with someone. But it is about connection and making time for oneself. We are most certainly are programmed to work. We're programmed to be robotic in this country. And I don't just say this country, but this is the one I'm most familiar with. And we're like, go, go, go. Every minute is usually accounted for. We take very little time. We're not taught how to take mindful moments. We're not taught how to take care of our mental health. We've gotten better over the years. We'll see more podcasts. We'll see even music has changed. And you'll see more of that if you're looking for it. But we're not taught. It's not in us. It's not innate in us to say, I need to take a mindful moment for myself. You know what I'm saying? That approach at life was always kind of like seen with maybe like a hippie culture where they practiced mindfulness and grounding, and come on, let's be honest. And how many of us made fun of that? But the truth of the matter is the secret was always there, or the tree huggers. Yes, go hug a tree, touch some grass. Let's go ground yourself because it's energy. And what does energy mean to you? We're energy. The energy we give off can be felt in a room. The energy that the water gives can be felt all the time. The sunshine, it's all energy. Welcome in if you're just joining. Frequencies affect all of us, most certainly. And if you come into a room with negative energy, it's felt by others. I think I shared that in my interactions. I feel it off others as well. And I do try really hard, but it's that much harder for me. Then I actually end up emptying my cup. So if we talk about fill your cup, that's kind of like protect your peace, fill your cup, keep it full so it can get you through the day, keep you energized, keep you going, keep you motivated. Thank you for the love. If you're just joining us here on the Sunnyside Connection, this is episode 1, and the topic is gratitude and so many other things, of course. But gratitude is so much. It's not just one word. It means so many little things. And it's being grateful for the outdoors. We have a friend of ours that just joined us as well, and he's not alone in this, but whether it be Appalachian Chillbilly, 420 Chief, or Big Brother Rob Hanks, who love the outdoors, who love the hiking, who love the gardening, who love to be one with nature, that's therapy, and some might say, not for me, I'm not a fan of the bugs, right? And it's really identifying with what works for you, what's helping you improve your mental health, what's helping you distract you enough on a positive level that you're forgetting about all the worries. And it's about silencing the noise that's not always pleasant in our minds. I think it's been a while since I've said it, but I have shared it in the past. Your mind is like the engine, guys, and you got to keep it what do you got to do? You got to keep this operating. You got to keep it well-oiled machine. You got to keep it operating well, or your car's not going to work. It is the driving force behind so many of the decisions that we make, both good and bad. And if this isn't operating correctly, you're probably going to have really bad judgment. You're probably going to be impulsive and respond without thinking. And you're just kind of like move through the motions, kind of like a car that's not working properly or putt-putting just to try to get there. So take care of your mind. It's everything, all parts of us. It's our mind, our body, our souls, all of it, just every single piece of it. And that's my little Hope over here, making a mess, or I don't know what she's doing. And that's a little pup Hope. It is a battleground for your soul, most certainly. And, we don't spend a lot of time, Pop. I think sometimes we recognize, even here on this app and the connections that we've made, that you can see who's putting in the work, like genuinely putting in the work. What are they doing? How are they showing you that? And anybody, including myself, can get on here and give you all the right words. Shoot, I can have a script and read everything to you, and it can sound perfect. But am I actually practicing what I preach? And the truth is, not always. That's me being honest. Not always. I get caught up in the rat race like the rest of you. I get caught up in my emotions. I need to ground myself. I need to pause. I need to break. I need to recognize. I need a friend to nudge me and be like, hey, you good? Or my daughter, who's the first, to be like, what's going on with you today? That's how what's going on with you today? I'm like, and she'll tease me. Sunnyside, I'm like, she brings me back to basics. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Lead by example, right? And that's hard. That's hard to do, especially when you have an audience, and that audience isn't always here on a social media platform. That audience is our children or our spouses, our partners. What are they getting from you? What are you giving? you know? And I'm not saying it has to be perfect. I'm just saying there's always room for growth, and never stop improving. It's a self-growth journey, and it's not meant to be a race. It's not a dash, guys. You know what I mean? You get caught up in react sometimes instead of the mindfulness. Yeah, absolutely. Practicing mindfulness isn't easy. Like, oh my God, talk to someone who's ADHD. I'm ADHD. I'm going to tell you right now, I was never diagnosed, but I know that I am. Why? Because I'm a tasker. I can overtask myself and be like, why did I just do all that? Oh my goodness, but I got it done. I'm a list girl, in my mind most of the time. And now as I've gotten older, I have to write it down because I'll forget it. But like I needed to do this, but and there's nothing wrong with that, but don't get so caught in the list that you forget to, live in the moment, in the moments that you're with people. A 2-hour drive to waterfalls and Appalachian Trail this summer to unplug. I absolutely love that for you. Trails are phenomenal. My knees might disagree. So I do try to find trails that are a little bit easier on the knees, but I absolutely love waterfalls. Actually, last year, within the last 2 years, both myself and Chief actually caught a few waterfalls, and it was really nice and breathtaking and just beautiful. It's just a beautiful experience. So definitely, as the song goes, don't go chasing waterfalls. I'm telling you, go chase some waterfalls. They're good for the soul. Sit there, it's mesmerizing. And I'm just trying to see if I've missed any comments down below. Nature is an amazing, amazing remedy for actually decompressing. And you don't need anything else, guys. I can honestly tell you that if I didn't have a cup of coffee, I'm still going to appreciate nature. I'm still going to appreciate that moment. It's just a free gift that's waiting for you, honestly. Go to Bish Bash, New York, Connecticut, Mass. There's so many amazing areas that if you actually started to do a search and make it like, I don't know, a little passport for yourself, like, what do I want to do this summer? Start pre-planning. What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? I've actually been favoriting some areas in Connecticut that are like there. I'm like, I haven't been there. Maybe that's a place I can visit, That's a place I'd love to take like Chief, for instance, that I haven't had the opportunity to visit. Oh, I see what you mean, Rain. And that's definitely a place we can definitely look at. Absolutely. DM me. It's harder for me to retain it here in the live, for sure. The Berkshires. So how many of you, good morning, welcome into the Sunnyside Connection. How many of you faithfully practice gratefulness every single day? And be honest. Oh, thank you. And welcome in. Feel free to engage. Drop a comment below. Not you? Okay. Thank you for being honest. None? Thank you for being honest. Not as often as you should. Thank you for being honest. You got to remind yourself of this. Yep. I have to. Okay. I try to. Love it. Okay. So what's stopping you? First thing when I wake up every day, no matter how bad it is. Love it. What's stopping you from adding this to, some call it a morning ritual, routine, way of life? What's stopping you from practicing gratitude, gratefulness? You can do better, most certainly. We all can. And some days are harder than others, so it's very difficult, most certainly. That's just being honest. You forget to take the time. Guys, we have 24 hours in the day. 24. Now I get it. We have families, we have life. You're working. I pray for many every day. Awesome. I try to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Fantastic. Me too. Every day I'm like, I got to be better than yesterday. What could have I done differently? Self-reflection. And you know what, guys? It's not about beating every time I pray. Love it. It's not about beating yourself up. I should have done that better. But we all do it. And that's okay. That means you're just trying to grow. Did you ever look at it that way? When you have that mindfulness moment, like I had this interaction or I could have, do you just say, well, I did, it was good enough. It was good enough. Like that person that'll be like, well, that could have been better. I could have handled it this way. I could have said this. I could have done that. And someone would say, why aren't you grateful? That was already great, because I'm trying to keep growing. I don't want to just get here. I want to keep rising. And I hope that makes sense to all of you. The self-growth journey doesn't end. It just never ends. And I think I mentioned this last night on our Veterans Live. I think too often we become so complacent in our everyday life that we're like, it's good enough right now. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm content. So we stop. And then something happens and we came from here to here now, right? And grow and learn every day. Absolutely. There's always something to grow and learn. Absolutely. I start to heal and then I went off path. Reminders like this bring me back to my path. I hope so, Rain, because honestly, what I'd love for all of you to take with you into the week is maybe, I don't know, maybe you can hear my voice in your head every morning as you're making your cup of coffee. You know, we repeat something enough times. Yes, even after we're off a social media application, people will remember these moments and start to carry them into their day to day. And I say this because I started in my job by saying Happy Friday or Happy Baby Friday. And now I have individuals saying that back to me. It's a reinforcer. So I hope that every single morning as you're making your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, your hot cocoa, your cappuccino, your latte, whatever it is, I hope your green herbal blend shake, whatever it is, I hope that as you're making it and say, oh, this is my moment that I have to practice some gratefulness, some mindfulness. Absolutely, Rain. And then be able to come back and say, holy smokes, you know what? We talked about this. I started incorporating it and it became a part of my routine. It becomes so easy, it's like a flow. Like, what am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for this. Sometimes it sounds like we're ungrateful, like if it's pouring. And then I'm like, well, it could be worse. It could be snowing. It could be worse. It could be sleeting. You know what I'm saying? So it's always bringing it back and finding moments that we're grateful for. And feel free to interact down below if there's something else that you'd like to share with the group, other ways in which you're practicing mindfulness and gratitude. And for those of you that are struggling with this, feel free. This is a safe space where you can share it with friends. You know, what's your greatest barrier? What's your greatest barrier? Are you angry? Unhappy? What is it? What's stopping you from saying, I never really thought about this, but I'm grateful for this person, or I'm grateful for this? The simple life, the job, the family, your health. What is it? What seems to be the greatest challenge? Or is it just something that you're not used to, so it's hard to do? And thank you for sharing out the live and liking the live, y'all. Thank you for inviting our friends in here. And if you haven't done so, please feel free to do so. We are headed into our closing very soon. So I definitely want to ensure that if there's anyone out there that would like to come and sit, sip, and have coffee with us, that they join us. And I definitely want to get our viewers, both here on TikTok and on YouTube, used to the Sunnyside connection and what's brewing. And I love that you just said that. I'm grateful that I'm not homeless. Yes, that's a real reality for many, many Americans. Homelessness. Absolutely. What else, y'all? I'm grateful for a lot of things. I really, truly am. I'm grateful for the relationships that I have in my life. And that's not something we always talk about. And this is what I mean. Like, we become so complacent that I know yesterday I practiced a little gratitude with my daughter. We had a really great week. And if you've got teenagers, you know. And I actually sent her a really nice text and just told her how much I loved our time together. I enjoyed our dinner together. That's not something we always, it's almost like, yeah, it's the norm. You know what I mean? They should be the one saying, thank you. Thanks, Mom, for cooking. Or thanks, Mom, for doing this for me. Thanks, Mom. But you know what, guys? I'm here to remind you that you lead by example. And I had actually made my daughter a lunch. And guess what she did? She took a mindful moment to say, Mom, thank you for my lunch. I loved it. And I did make a little smiley face on her bag and whatnot. But you're also teaching your children that by actually leading the way, by me sending her a text and saying, I really loved our night. I loved the time we spent this week. And then it taught her to respond with the same kind gesture. Doesn't mean they're always going to do it, but you're at least displaying what that looks like. You're grateful for your wife, for she gives me the reason to keep pushing through everything. And as much as I love that sentiment, Steve, because that's an extremely powerful statement. How do I say this without getting too heavy? It's amazing to have someone in your life that you're grateful for, that gives you a reason to smile, right? All of those wonderful feelings. And at the same time, can you do that for yourself is the bigger question. Are you able to do that for yourself without the other person? But I understand that you're discussing the fact that you're grateful for her, and I love that. Too often we take our wives, spouses, partners, children, relationships, work, relationships for granted. We hear it all the time. I feel like I'm taken for granted. People don't appreciate what I do because they get used to it. We become complacent. It becomes an expectation, and then it's a disappointment. Yep. What else, y'all? And thank you for the love and the live. I appreciate y'all. Facts. Yeah. Whether it's us taking people for granted or them taking us for granted, it is that whole tug of war, Well, you don't appreciate it when or he doesn't appreciate it when this, or vice versa. It is a tug of war, a war between it all. And if you're just joining us, welcome in. Most certainly. And it's something that we have to practice. And look, sometimes we have to lead the way. What does that look like? What does that mean? Sometimes be the bigger person. It means being the bigger person. And I'm not saying this can be a conversation all by itself, but being the bigger person means maybe they just need a little help. Learning to forgive specific things in your life. Well, they should have. They were my parent. They should have. They were my spouse. Well, what if I said, maybe they didn't know how? Maybe they didn't know how. Maybe they were never taught how. Who were their role models? But I'm also here to remind you that, and I'm going to share this with you all, and I'll leave you with this. My parents loved me. I have no doubt in my mind. They loved me very, very much, but love language was not something that was seen in my home. Meaning their love language was, you got a roof over your head? You got food on the table? You're loved. That's it. You don't need anything else. That was their love language. It wasn't, I love you. Have a great day. How was your day? None of that. Nobody cared about your mental health. No one asked you, how was your day at school? It was rather like, are you doing your schoolwork? You better get good grades. It was a different approach, right? And especially if you're Gen X, then you understand what I'm talking about, Gen Xers. And so then you become a parent and you're like, oh, those were my role models. My dad didn't say I love you. My dad didn't demonstrate what love looked like. So now I'm supposed to, as a female, go out there and look for a male who's supposed to be love. What does that look like? We don't know. So what do? We rely on this false perception and these sad fairy tale stories that we read to our children about the princess, and the Prince Charmings. Like, this is what we do, right, to our children. And it's just a false identity, false perception of what life is supposed to be like, these false expectations on what your partner's possibly supposed to be like. And at the end of the day, we're kind of like in these relationships trying to not only navigate on our own terms, but also navigate with someone else and trying to get it right. And you're like, ooh, we have different styles. All these things come into play. And at the end of it, you're looking for that foundation. That's Gen X, absolutely. The foundation should always be love. Love should be there, love for self and love for others, right? But you can't truly love someone else if you're truly not loving yourself. So it always comes back to self. And that's what I meant by that statement back to Steve. Although I appreciated his comment, that self-love piece is missing in so many people. They can tell you they love their spouses. They can tell you they love their children. They can tell you they love the things they own or worked hard for. But can they tell you that they love themselves? And the truth is, most often not. It's like, oh, I hate that I'm this. I hate that I have anger issues. I hate that I have anxiety. I hate that I have OCD. I hate that I fly off the handle. I hate that I'm not motivated. They'll give you a list, a whole laundry list of the things they hate about themselves before they'll tell you the things they love about themselves. And this is something that we're not taught. We're not taught how to self-love. And then we're supposed to then carry on relationships with a significant other and carry relationships with our children. So when I say give people grace, give them some grace, but it's not a free ticket. And I'm going to repeat that. It's not a free ticket, because at the end of the day, nobody taught me how to love necessarily, with the exception of my grandmother, who demonstrated love, right? But they weren't conversations. It was, she demonstrated what love is supposed to feel like, with this warm, inviting, I can come to you with anything and I know that you'll support me. Whereas with my parents, it was, don't you dare come to me and tell me you broke a bone. You're probably going to get an ass whooping. It's the truth. That's how Gen Xers were raised. What? Good. You got hurt. And it sounds so mean, but that's how you were raised. You weren't taught in a loving capacity. You were taught that. It was tough, man. It was so tough. You weren't babied. But then you go to your children. It's like, how do you raise these little guys? They don't come with manuals. They're rough. One of the hardest jobs I've ever had in my entire life has been being a mother. And I will tell you all, it's been extremely hard, not just because it's hard, but because I also haven't had the support. And what I mean by that is my parents live overseas, so I never got a break. I just had to figure it out and keep figuring it out. Tough love, most certainly, Chief. Yep, exactly that. How they are so tough on you, but learn how to show love and be loving. Yes. So, and what I mean by that, so we'll often hear people make excuses for their behavior. Look, it's easy to do. We all do it. Okay, let's just be honest with ourselves. But if you really want to dig deep and be truthful with yourself and be honest with yourself, you're gonna stop and you're gonna look in that mirror and you're gonna say, I'm not even being honest with myself. I got shit to work on. Let's start there. That's the foundation. I got shit to work on, right? You got things and areas of your life that you have to really improve on. And stop making excuses for, it could be a blowout. It could, and I mean like behaviors, right? And I've seen it in my life more times than I can even tell you how many people I've seen just give excuses for why they have outbursts. It was my childhood. It was my trauma. It was my this. That's a learned behavior. That's learned response to situations. Those are, we call them triggers. But those triggers are associated with those memories. Those triggers are associated with the behavior that you keep repeating. Like I said, it becomes a part of your life, just like anything else. You can break those routines, as hard as it is. So what I say to all of you is, it's never too late to self-improve. It's never too late to start the self-love journey. It's never too late, period. And I want to share with all of you, so my goal and expectation moving forward as we're heading into our closing, is that I want to invite a special guest every week for coffee here on the Sunnyside Connection, What's Brewing. And I want to be able to hear from you guys. Hey, Sunny, I'd like to be on the next one. Let's talk about the topic. Obviously, we can carry dialogue back and forth with all of you. And because I think it's important that you all start hearing someone else's perspective, not just one person, just hear how that goes. And it's different faces and different experiences and different stories, and that's connection. And so feel free to reach out to me and say, hey, Sunny, what's next week's topic? Which, by the way, Sunny will most certainly put up a Sunnyside Connection takeaway, which leads you to a quote of more or less leading, and you'll see the hashtag. This week's hashtag was gratitude, letting you know what that topic is going to be. If that's something of interest for you, I'd love to have coffee with you guys, have a little fun, and, get real, have real conversation about real things. And I love having you all here, and I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. Let's talk about showing up. When you're practicing gratitude, be sure you're someone who shows up too. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for you and I'm going to show up for you. And what does that look like? You know what I mean? Thank you, Ari. I appreciate you. And you know, I'm looking forward to these moments with y'all. This was the first one, and maybe I won't even upload this one per se. I may upload the next one as I have another person in the box with me, and maybe I'll announce it to you guys. Maybe I won't. I think I like the element of surprise. And next week's guest, let's wait and see who it is. I like that too. So I don't know yet if I'll tell you who it is. You know, I'll pop them in the box and you'll get to see who that is. So be sure to tune in as we start, you know, launching this and expanding on it. And let's have these meaningful conversations. Let's take these mindful moments and ground ourselves. And I hope that you do just that today. I hope you do something for yourself because you're worth it. You deserve it. And carry it throughout your day today. I hope it pops into your head. What am I grateful for? Practice mindfulness. And, you know, I often make reference to journaling or writing it down. It's hard to do. Write it down on a piece of paper, the things that you're grateful for. Write it down on a piece of paper, the things that you love about yourself. What do you love about yourself? What is that? And what does that look like? And maybe you can share it with us the next time that we go live here on the Sunnyside Connection, what's brewing, and pull up a chair and have coffee with us. And be sure to share it out with friends. I'd love to see you guys. It's only, you know, an hour, but most certainly if you have time to have with family, please share it with your family. And if you're sitting there having a cup of coffee, why not have a cup of coffee with us? You're in good company. Always in good company. It is a safe space. Trolls will most certainly get declined. For sure, for sure. So with that, my friends, I lead you into this wonderful weekend. Have a blessed day. Take care of you. Remember how amazing y'all are. And remember the quote that I led us in here with, which I have to pull out now, which I don't even know where I put it now, but it's up on my videos about you know, being grateful for the people that are in your life and practicing that gratitude. Send them a text. Stop today and send them a text. You know, whether it was something that was really significant in your life that they helped you get through, or the smallest of gestures. Remember, gratitude or being grateful for the small things as well, not just the big grand gestures. It's the small things. Be grateful every day for the air you breathe and the love that's around you, most certainly, and the connections that you make along the way. And let them know why you're grateful. It's important. It makes a difference in someone's life. For all they know, you know, your impact and your relationship in their life has no impact for all you know. So it might make a difference. So with that, my friends, have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. I will be back on Wednesday for Free for All. And have a blessed rest of your week, and feel free to reach out to me in my DMs if you're interested on being a guest for the following one. I don't know if I'll be here next Saturday. We shall see. But I'll always put out a video, so look for those. I'll add it to my story. That's somewhere you can always go to be like, is she here today? Because the same advice I give you all, I take for myself, and that is being present in the moment. And if there is something going on, then of course I would want to be fully present in that and not take away from that. And then I'll be back. Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you for the time and the inspiration. I appreciate you. Have a great weekend. You as well. Stay blessed, fam. As Sunny always says, stay sunny, stay spicy. Always make it count, guys. Always make it count. Be the difference that you want to see. Lead in love and lead the way for others. Be the difference that you want to see in this world. That's what we need more of. Much love to all of you. Sending you lots of positive energy and positive vibes. And Sunny's out. Have a great cup of coffee after this one.